Hello, parents. It's good to see you again. I'm Jordan Hellwig. I'm the student director at Calvary. You're watching Up to Date. And first, I need to apologize that I didn't get 2 episodes out in January like it was planned. I shot the episode, and then information changed a little bit. So I figured I'll communicate correct information and just be a little bit later. But even before I do that, and get up to date in student ministry, let's talk about this date in history. On this day, Elizabeth II, who celebrated her blank Jubilee in 2002, ascended the throne of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland this day in 1952, following the death of her father, King George VI. Now, if you don't know that much about your royal family facts, and you have no idea what comes before Jubilee in that sentence, that's all right. I will work the answer somewhere into this episode. I hope you find it. Pay close attention. I want to spend most of my time talking about Sunday and the transition that we're taking in just a few weeks into a unit on biblical theology of marriage and sex. So we've been in Colossians. Right now, we're kind of taking a couple weeks to just practice prayer. I know that for me in high school and in junior high, I didn't have any kind of plan for how I was going to pray. I prayed some, but I was not, as Colossians 4 would say, devoted to prayer, or I wasn't continuing steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. So what are some ways we could do that? So this Sunday, we're going to practice praying through a psalm so that on any given day, your students could plan to just pick a psalm of the day and then use that as a prompt for talking with God, asking God for things, both for themselves and for others. So I hope it's helpful for them. So please ask your students about how that's going and what it means to pray through a psalm. Does that make any sense to them? And then you can give feedback to me on whether or not anything I'm saying makes sense. But like I said, we're going to wrap up Colossians here soon, and we're going to transition to a new unit. And so I understand that, that's a heavy topic, but it's so good. And I'm really excited to talk about sex as God designed it, marriage as God designed it, but most importantly, how that design is tied to our hope in Jesus. So if that is kind of a new thought for you, it might be, then I would just let you know I'm working through a book called God, You, and Sex. I believe the author is David White. And I really think this is just a golden resource. It's a really wonderful and succinct. It's a short book that takes marriage and sex from beginning of the Bible to the end. And if you want a copy of that book too, please let me know. I'm going to order a few more, and I'll get one to you. But on top of that, Alyssa and I wanted to provide an opportunity to have parents over to our house and just talk through our heart behind doing this series, and then also just kind of laying out the structure of what that's going to look like for people who are more interested, more curious. So we are inviting you to our house on February 22nd. That's a Saturday at 7 p.m. We'll make coffee, might have some desserts. You could bring something if you want. Actually, Alyssa and I are trying to be good and not eat desserts during February. But, by all means, eat whatever you want and come to our house. But we're going to just spend some time laying that out for anybody who's interested, and then being available for questions. I want the series to be not just me talking at your kids. I want to be a partner with you in these ongoing deep conversations with your students. The other date was D3 conference coming up June 22nd through the 25th. So I am currently taking your money for D3 if you would like to register. So it is for students entering 9th through 12th grade, and graduating seniors can come on and stay for that event. But the cost is $305. You can make that check out to, I'm going to put up a graphic here because I can't remember who you make the check out to. There you go, make that check out to that. And then that early registration is going to end at the end of February. So I believe that the cutoff date is this for you to register your students. So again, I will register them, but that's the date that you need to get me the money and their name. There is like scholarship available. So Brian is working to get that pamphlet out this Sunday so that you can see the memory verses and the attendance requirements in order to get scholarship. And I believe the total scholarship available is $130. So obviously that makes a big difference. But you can get that money to me on a Sunday. I would appreciate you not trying to pass it to me while I'm walking away. If your students can bring it to me before or after Sunday school or something like that, or on a Wednesday, that would be really good. You could also drop it in my mailbox. If you missed the answer to today's fill in the blank, it was golden. I know you got it. I'm sure you did. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.